Hello horror lovers and welcome back to another Screaming for Horror video. This is Rain and I hope you're having a killer day. During medieval times, mainly nobles, royalty, and the Christian church had pretty much power and influence over society at large. Regardless of them claiming that the guilty verdicts were served thanks to common law, most people with low resources such as peasants, labor workers, and farmers had little to no rights during times of trials or any sort of legal matter. The Dark Age torturers and executioners that created these devices were pretty imaginative when it came down to delivering these horrific methods, and apparently it paid off because millions of people suffered the unimaginable before their death, most of them highly painful and very slow, while others were used as means of interrogation. Unfortunately, thousands upon thousands of people died when these devices were put to use, but the ones that didn't still suffered a great amount of pain and were scarred for life. Next, I've compiled a list of the worst medieval torture devices, Part 1. Please note that not all torture devices are talked about in this video, more parts to come. But before we start, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more creepy and scary content. Let's begin. Number 1. Saw torture. In this method, the victim is hung upside down so that the blood would rush to their heads and keep them conscious during the long torture. The torturer would then saw through the victims' bodies until they were completely sawed in half. Most were cut up only into their abdomen, just to prolong their agony. Number 2. The chair of torture. Also known as the Judas chair, it was a terrible, intimidating torture device that was added to dungeons in the Middle Ages. Used until the 1800s in Europe, this chair was layered with 500 to 1500 spikes on every surface with tight straps to restrain its victim. Made of iron, it can also contain spaces for heating elements beneath the seat. It was often used to scare people into giving confessions as they watched others being tortured on the device. Number 3. The rack. A torture device consisting of a rectangular, usually wooden frame, slightly raised from the ground with a roller at one or both ends. The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained to the other. As the interrogation progresses, a handle and ratchet mechanism attached to the top roller is used to very gradually increase the tension on the chains, inducing excruciating pain. Utilizing pulleys and levers, this roller could be rotated on its axis, thus straining the ropes until the sufferer's joints were dislocated and eventually separated. Additionally, if a muscle stretches excessively, they lose their ability to contract, rendering them ineffective. One gruesome aspect of being stretched too far on the rack is the loud popping noises made by the snapping cartilage, ligaments, or bones. Number 4. The breast ripper. Known in another form as the iron spider or simply the spider, it was a torture instrument mainly used on women who were accused of adultery or self-abortion. The instrument was designed to rip the breast from a woman and was made from iron, which was usually heated. The tool was used popularly in the Free State of Bavaria, a state in Germany in 1599, and in parts of Germany and France until the 19th century. Number 5. The tongue terror. Looking like an oversized pair of scissors, it could effortlessly cut the victim's tongue. Their mouth would be forced open with a device called a mouth opener, and then the iron tongue terror would uncomfortably twitch the tongue with its rough grippers. Once a firm hold was maintained, the screw would firmly tighten and the victim's tongue would roughly be torn out. Number 6. The Iron Maiden. This torture device consisted of an iron cabinet with a hinge front and spike-covered interior, sufficient enough to enclose a human being. Once inside its conical frame, the victim will be unable to move due to the great number of steel spikes impelling them from every direction. The interrogator would scream questions at the victim while poking them with jagged edges. Which one of these do you think was the most barbaric method? I would love to hear your opinions, so leave me a comment with your answer down below. That's all we have for you today, horror family, but stay tuned for more parts to come. If you have a ghostly experience, a close encounter, or want to share any photos or videos of strange phenomena, feel free to send us an email at screamingforhorror@gmail.com and your story could be featured in one of our future videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe and follow us on our Facebook page and TikTok for more. And remember, until next time, this is Rain. Sweet screams.